Trying to pick up who's lining up on who is going to be interesting. Peter Dacos will be ruck roving, it would appear. And there they are.
Yes, that would take Kelly on the inside there, the first one, and there's the Geelong bench, including Damien Burke.
First quarter, Foster's Cup action from the Joe Robbie Stadium. And I think we should mention too that it is real grass out there, not the artificial stuff. Tony Shaw got first possession. He's going to get first free kick too. Gives us a good idea of how the wind swirls. Shaw's kick, landing round about what we'll call centre half forward. Bairstow charges forward. Mullane soccers off the ground, out of bounds, not on the full, and it will be thrown in. Round about left half forward flank. Flanagan against Cloak. Over the top with Starcevic and Stoneham. Geelong go forward. The ball booted up towards midfield. Centre square is a little bit smaller than we'd normally see. Kerrison just about boots it out of bounds on the full. Hugs the boundary line with the kick. Chance for Stooks. Gets offloaded by Kerrison. And once more we'll see a throw in. A little bit dark in that corner down there. It's a part of the field that would not normally be used for American football. Dacos sharks it off the pack. And again, some soccer tactics. The ball up to midfield to take it away for Collingwood by Brown. The Magpies doing all the attacking so far. Good hip and shoulder there by Linda. I think that's what the crowd have come to see. Darcy and Taylor again out of bounds, and once more it will be a throw-in about 15 to 20 metres around from the scoring area.
Yes, and very congested play early in the game, and this much smaller ground than these players are used to. Boundary thrown only 15-20 metres away from the Collingwood goal. David Cloak trying to burst through the pack, gets boots a ball and out of bounds on the full. So a free kick to be taken by Geelong, going to Sean Denham. Denham had an excellent season for Geelong. Kicks the ball long, up wing, two big fellows. Well done, Darren Flanagan takes the mark. Heads back inboard, off the side of the boot. Ball running towards the boundary line. Kerrison there, Turner in over the top. Ball's tapped out wide. Left foot snap towards Banks. Free kick down ground. No, in fact, the ball is going back. And it'll be Robert Scott to take the free kick. Oh, Peter, that's a very different angle, isn't it? I suppose it's about 40 metres out. Goes in short. McGuan knocks it away. And in the back to Tony Shaw.
To take the free kick. To Dacos.
Tony Shaw back through the centre of the ground. Kicking high. Big pack of players. Excellent punch from behind. Dacos picks up the loose ball. Kicks in short. The kick gathers no air. Matthew Ryan in over the ball. McGuan in over it too. Austin McCrabb does very, very well and kicks the ball forward. Kerrison in front again. Christian over the ball. Ball on the ground. Brown was caught with the ball and a bounce will occur. So played very willing at the start of this first quarter in the 1988 Foster's Cup. Bounce fellows. Flanagan out wide. David Cameron into an open goal. First goal of the match. David Cameron, 1 goal to Geelong.
Let's go! Let's go! Sportsco!
Spring into Sportsco for Puma all-purpose tennis shoes at only $79.
Sportsco!
Or Spalding basketball slam dunk down to a winning $19.99.
Sportsco!
And Adidas TRX competition running shoes at a record low $69.
Go! Yeah! Go! Wow! Sportsco!
Get activated.
Back into the centre. A good start by the Cats after Collingwood did all the early attacking. Out to half forward, picked up by Yates. A whistle has gone. The advantage rule paid. He goes long. That will get the ball to within about 25 metres of goal. Banks can't get clear. Now he finally does. Kicks into the man. Shaw offloads it. Dacos at midfield. Flanagan in pursuit. Gets the hand pass out. Picked up for Collingwood by Ryan. Is it the Magpies first? Looks good. And the goal.
Oh, fantastic play through the centre of the ground then from Collingwood. Dennis Banks got his boots of ball. Eventually went to Tony Shaw, and Shaw on to Dacos, who bounced the ball and gave it off to Matthew Ryan, who kicked very truly. So a quick reply from Collingwood.
20 and a quarter minutes left in the opening term. 1 goal each. And the Magpies will swing into attack again. Once more the ball picked up by Ryan. Gets around the big fellow Flanagan okay. Still inside the square. Taylor in front. Can't mark. Good defence by Darcy. Linda is there. Well, Cloak went through pretty solidly. Now a chance for the Cats. Linda has to lob it high. Flanagan out on centre wing. Long hand pass and effective. Bairstow collected well by Christian. Stopped him in his tracks. Scott can score from there. One behind. A very tricky angle. And of course the breeze here is something that's pretty hard to predict which way it's going to go. Outside it's about a 15 knot southeasterly, but in the stadium it does indeed swirl. Austin McCrabb in front, can't take the mark. Knocked further forward by Bairstow, and it will be out of bounds in front of Gavin Brown. Almost at centre wing. Flanagan with Fellows. Fellows gets the front position and ultimately gets his kick in. Denham races into goal, won't score from there. Banks will try the spoil, does so, could have almost given away a free kick. Morwood hugs the boundary line and in fact has put it over, and so it will be a free kick to Geelong. You can get a pretty good idea of the angle there. The boundary line isn't straight. Now, who's going to take it? Is it Alderdice? No, he's given it over to Cameron, who kicked the first goal. He's right out in the bleachers.
He's almost up in the grandstand with all the supporters.
And he decides to play on. I would say, judging by reaction, has missed one behind.
Peter, it's only a small crowd, but it's been very vocal, isn't it?
Very vociferous, yeah.
Keeps all the noise in. Terrific.
Capacity for the stadium, the Joe Robbie Stadium, which was opened in August of last year, is 75,000. It would indeed be a great sight to see.
Banks short to McGuan. McGuan also short to Dacos. Courageous from Dacos. Scott just takes his eye off the ball, puts some pressure on Christian, and umpire Brian Sheehan calls for the bounce. Almost the true centre wing position, probably 65 metres, 70 metres from either side's goal. Free kick to Flanagan. Fellows imposing from behind. He really should put the ball to the front of the goal square here rather than attack the goal square. And that's about the spot he does. Brownless almost. Shane Morwood holds his ground in front and goes out wide to Matthew Ryan. And Ryan marks in front of Austin McCrabb. Plays on immediately. Goes back in through the middle. Chips the pass short to Turner. It's Brown in fact. Brown. Turner now. Up towards Taylor.
Mullane gets the front position. He came over here incidentally as part of an advance guard. He almost finished up outside the stadium then, Darren Mullane. Well, the umpire's paid a free kick going Geelong's way. Fellows sets himself over the top as Christian, probably spoiled his teammate. Scott at the bottom of the pack. Through the legs of Yates. He's on the bottom. Back to Scott, almost caught with it. Umpire calls play on. Going through very solidly was Darren Troy. Over the head of Linda. And the ball up towards centre wing. And Jamie Turner goes down. White using plenty of weight. I think it's not White, it's Cameron. Free kick going to Geelong again. Linda, the recipient. That's a beautiful long kick up into the square, and that's almost a mark to Brownless.
Yes, Peter, in fact,
he has paid it.
Yes, he paid an infringement before he actually marked it. Bruce Linda playing on the ball.
Covering plenty of territory. Now, he's only about 8 metres out. Hits the post. And in fact nearly knocked it over. So a point that makes Geelong 1-3 and Collingwood 1 goal. The crowds here of course intrigued by the goal umpires. Not so much by what they do but what they wear. Kick out taken by Brown. And it's a fine mark taken by David Cloak. And Cloak well within kicking distance, about 35 metres out and directly in front of goal.
Interesting wristbands there too. Very warm night, perspiration. So David Cloak using wristbands. Kicks, looks pretty true. Second goal to Collingwood.
Spot said we better duck for cover because the missus wanted some new colour. But that was okay because Mitre 10's big price cut specials had saved the day. Save $6 on every 4-litre can of Taubman's Living Proof Silk. Not $38.95, now $32.95. Look, $5 off every 4-litre can of Taubman's Sunproof Satin. Not $37.95, pay only $32.95.
How about that, eh, Spot?
Yeah, Mitre 10's got the flaming lot.
Mitre 10. You need it, they've got it.
Back into the centre, Collingwood leads by 3 points, 12 plays 9 in the first quarter here at the Joe Robbie Stadium. Centre square infringement, the free kick is going to Damien Burke. Oh, Mark spilt down there by Bairstow. Did well to get boot to ball, lobs it into the square, Brownless almost, Turner defending well, Dacos, Skills to Banks, who fumbles, 20-metre hand pass, Fellows, wearing those runners or moulded sole boots. Banks again out to right half forward. Deep pocket out there, and the ball beats Darcy over the boundary line for a throw-in. As you can see, the lighting there not particularly good. Of course, that part of the field wouldn't be in use at an American game. It's Burke at the front, loses out to 2 Collingwood opponents. That's Darren Troy on the boundary line, which there is straight as a die. Now Linda again. Oh, cops one too high. Mark, free kick, whatever. Doesn't get too much distance with the kick. Christian. Beautiful. Oh, Morwood made a meal of that. Christian gets it back to him for take 2. Now he flicks out the hand pass. Starcevic, not a good one to Mullane. McCrabb, grab when not in possession, and he should take the free kick to go back. Tim Darcy trying it on. Umpire didn't wear it. Austin McCrabb at centre half back to get the Cats out of danger.
So at centre half back, McCrabb kicks up in the Alderdice direction. Plays him in front, does it well, brings it to ground, recovers up, throws the ball out wide. Fellows, Darcy clash, Kerrison out wide. Brown under pressure. Mullane comes in to assist. Handballs it out in front of Peter Dacos. Dacos onto Ryan. Ryan swings the ball down in front of the Taylor. Taylor got to beat 2. He's got grabbed too high and will take a free kick some 35 metres out on about a 45-degree angle. So Brian Taylor lining up for his first goal and Collingwood's third. Kick off the side of the boot and 1 point score. So Collingwood 2 goals 1, Geelong 1 goal 3.
Magpies leading by 4 points. James Manson warming up. Won't take him too long to do that here. Again in Toronto tomorrow week. It might take just a little bit longer when the winners of our 2 matches this week play in the final of the Foster's Cup. Stoneham to Cloak, who was grabbed too high. Scott to Bairstow. Long kick into the square. That should have been too high, surely on Brownless, and the umpire who's seen it, Bill Brownless, to take the free kick almost directly in front of goal.
Yes, and Bill Brownless just causing Dennis Banks a few problems with his height. They're not really kicking the ball to him, but it's coming in high.
And his spring, got a good leap, hasn't he? So Bill Brownless, chance for a Geelong goal, and he's got it.
It's the ute that made Australia great. An Aussie's ute is an Aussie's mate, and Falcon makes the Aussie ute with a great big 6 for a ton of boot.
Falcon Ute and Falcon Band, they're building up this mighty land, paying their way and a whole lot more. The power of a 6 for the price of a 4.
When you want big power with real car comfort, there's only one choice. Ford Falcon Utes and Vans, the big Aussies.
The power of a 6 for the price of a 4.
So it's 2 points the difference in favour of Geelong after that goal to Bill Brownless. 15 plays 13 in the Foster's Cup from the Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami. Burke, Dacos, grab when not in possession. The free kick against Denham. Cloak tries to break clear. The advantage rule played. It's a shocker. Mullane out of bounds. and a boundary throw-in. Well, as Malcolm mentioned earlier, the crowd not large, but they are nonetheless quite vociferous. Cloak wins that one. I don't know where he tried to hit it though, just the same. And umpire Peter Carey comes in for the bounce. It's about 35 to 40 metres out from the Collingwood goal.
Ball about to go down again. Ball punched out wide. Tony Shaw first there. Does well to tap it back inside. Oh, and then a handball out, which will be a deliberate handball out, and a free kick will go. Michael Schulz, the offender, and Tony Shaw from a very, very difficult angle. He's going to try a banana kick, I would say. Or check side, Peter.
We'll stick to the banana kick.
There you go. So Tony Shaw, from only 15 metres out, does the banana kick and kicks truly. Great goal. So Collingwood's third goal. They go on to 3-1-19. Geelong trailing 2 goals, 3-15. 4 points. As we watch in replay.
Well, we've seen some good banana kicks done recently. I guess Dermot Brereton's in the grand final was one of the best in recent times, but that produced the same result.
They're back in the centre, the two number 30s. Manson and Burke gets a big thump forward. Christian first there, paddles the ball along in front of him. Then backs up Kerrison. Turner in over the ball as the ball heads towards the boundary line and out of bounds. In the true wing position of this ground, and it's certainly a lot wider away from goals there. A lot more ground to cover. Two ruckmen try, push it back inside to Damien Burke. To ground, Manson picks up, throws the ball out wide. Kerrison again gets terrific body over the ball. Manson ends up with Tony Shaw. The bouncing ball, knocked off the ball by Sean Denham. Denham paddles it back. Shane Hamilton there, can't control the ball, and a whole pack of players eventually comes out again. Quick kick by Denham, goes to Bairstow. Bairstow sets up play, puts an excellent kick out in front of Brownless. Great play from Mark Bairstow. And Billy Brownless would be well advised to have a ping there, nothing really on.
Well, he'd have to kick to the left, wouldn't he? Because we were down there, that wind is blowing from left to right.
And there it goes, starts to push to the right, but I think it's stuck in. Yes, great play.
This is the key to the future of lawn mowing. New Victor Mustang Key Start. Turn the key and it starts every time. And like all Victor mowers, this new Mustang Key Start is fitted with GTS, the guaranteed to start microchip electronic ignition system. New Victor Mustang Key Starts with GTS, guaranteed to start microchip electronic ignition.
21 plays 19, I should say. The Cats into attack again. Kerrison tried to get it through for a point. I think he might have done that actually. I'll wait on the goal umpire for this one. He has. It did go over the line. So a point rushed to Geelong. Takes them to 3-4. Collingwood 3-1. He was almost off Morwood. Some left half-back flank, we'll call it. Back up the centre field, and that could have almost been a mark to Troy. The umpire maybe a little bit harsh in not paying it. Mullane trying to use brute strength and get out of trouble. Couldn't do so. Almost a trip on Brown. Now back to Mullane. Mullane fires the pass to right half forward. The recipient is Tony Shaw. Looks for space, gets it onto Dacos. Hugs the boundary line. Shot by Dacos. Looks pretty good. Crowd likes it. So does the goal umpire.
Fourth goal to Collingwood. What great skill set from Peter Dacos. Out wide. 4-1 Collingwood, 3-4. As we look again from behind the goals, in what is a very, very tricky win, he judged it to perfection. And what has been a very, very entertaining first quarter.
It has. Less than 6 minutes to go. 25 to 22. Both sides tackling well at the moment. A lot of loose balls there for the crumb gatherers. Stoneham from Flanagan. Back up to midfield. Jamie Turner, maybe a little bit lucky there to get that one, but he takes it nonetheless. On to Paul Hawke. First interchange, swung by Lee Matthews. Cloak at the back. Stoneham in front. Bairstow should get there first to do the tidying up for Geelong. He does so and gets the Cats out of danger.
Out wide, Tim Darcy, 2-grab mark, onto Denham. Denham onto his left foot. He had Troy clear, but it's gone over his head. And Christian comes into support. Now ends up with Alderdice, gets the ball out, and a stack of players, and you would have to say that was too high to Darren Troy. So tackle came around the neck as he was on the ground. Brownless makes the lead. The ball goes in his direction. Big pack of players. Banks comes away with it. To Hawke under tremendous pressure. Oh, grabbed high is Bruce Linder. And Linder plays on again. Shouldn't score from here. The kick is off the side, the inside of the boot, and out of bounds on the fall. Very small ground to what these players are used to. Quick scoring is the order of the night. Garrison kicks out straight back to the middle of the ground. Stoneham from behind with the punch was good. Denham, like a good rover, was on the ground. Kicks out wide. Bairstow in space. Got time to settle. Got a lot of time to settle. Now goes to the front of the goal square. Over the back. Brownless almost again. Quick handball. Morwood does well off the ground. The free kick will go to that player who was very, very desperate on the last line. So Shane Morwood had a very good season for Collingwood. Kicks out wide. Manson the direction. Taps on well. Oh, well picked up by Stoneham. Stoneham goes in and Brownless.
He's playing well, isn't he?
Terrific skill set by Barry Stoneham. Big fella getting down that low. And Brownless leading well. And really Banks had no chance at all. So Brownless for goal number 3 and Collingwood to hit the lead again. Once again he pokes at it. Behind 1 point. He's got that stabbing action, trying to steer the ball rather than kick through the ball on that occasion.
23-25 is the scoreboard in the first quarter with 3.5 minutes to go. No time on being played in these quarters. 4:25 minutes. Kerrison, beautiful kick with this swirling breeze. Might have almost been in the back against Michael Christian. And Darren Troy, that's not Troy, it's Brownless, covering plenty of territory. Brownless from what would be half back. Manson at the back. Now claiming the mark is Michael Turner, and the umpire has paid it. Been fairly quiet so far in the opening term. Turner should be able to score from there and restore the lead for Geelong. They've had 8 effective scoring shots to Collingwood's 5. Turner. Well, that breeze is causing them a few problems down there as we predicted. It's another point. So 3-6 to 4-1. 1 point the difference. Ball back into play towards the centre wing position. Paul Hawke in plenty of space out there. Centering kick. Looking for Cloak or Taylor. Ryan. Oh, robes it beautifully. Did it stay in? Yes, it did for a goal.
Good call it, Peter. Wasn't that magnificent roving and a great one pickup? And that's the beauty of not fumbling. As we see him get the ball to boot quickly, looking from behind the goals, and a very, very smart piece of play from Matthew Ryan.
Well, Collingwood leading 31-24, but Geelong have had most of the play. It'll be interesting to see how the Magpies handle the other end, because I think that is the one, as Lee Matthews looks on interestedly, most affected by this swirling breeze. Outside, it's about a 15-knot southeasterly, blowing every which way inside. Knocked down by Flanagan. The catch through Linder. It's a wrestle down there. Now the umpire's found a free kick going Geelong's way. It's against Shane Morwood. And umpire Brian Sheen indicating where the mark is.
Yeah, Shane Morwood has been moved on to Brownless, Peter. It certainly was giving Dennis Banks some problem. This is the one he had trouble with earlier as we looked from behind. As Brownless now lines up and kicks right through that one.
For his 3rd goal. So Geelong come back again to within 1 point of Collingwood, 4-6 to 5-1, and Bill Brownless has kicked 3. Could have had a couple more, actually. Playing very, very well. Brownless, 3 goals so far. Moving around a lot. And the ball back into the centre, almost. So Ryan, 2 goals for Collingwood. Brownless 3 for Geelong have been the main scorers so far. Bill Brownless, of course, had his career almost ended by a very serious injury a couple of seasons back, and it's great to see him performing well so far in this match. 31-30, almost at quarter time, 15 seconds left. The knock on from Dacos goes out in the direction of Brown towards centre wing. Ryan, one of Collingwood's prime movers so far, down towards full forward, or left half forward flank we'll call it. Yates looking for a free kick for holding the ball, but it's going to be a bounce, and in fact there is the siren to end the first quarter. A very interesting affair, and the score shows Collingwood leading 5-1, 31-4, 6:30 quarter time in the Foster's Cup.
That's it. Had enough. I understand you've worked all your life and you can't afford a holiday.
Where do you want to go?
Anywhere but here.
Okay, let's do it.
What with?
Read this.
You've got this much? We've got this much? How did we do this?
It's called savings, Dan. Remember savings comes before spending.
Bit of interest.
Every day of the year.
I can't take this. You saved it. It's your money.
No, it's our money, Stan.
For a minimum deposit of $50, a State Bank investment account allows you to watch your money grow while you earn high interest calculated daily. And your money's at call.
Seems a shame to spend it.
I'm sure you'll think of something.
State Bank investment account. We never forget. It's your money.
Whitehorse Motors has a new $2 million service centre at Blackburn with perhaps the most modern facilities in Victoria. If you're a mechanic with current Jaguar or Range Rover experience and would like to earn up to $525 a week, contact Whitehorse Motors now.
What can we do? What can we do? What can we do?
Smaller customers again.
Can't afford to lose them and we can't afford to keep them. They're our bread and butter, Moira.
Accountants will never understand that.
Huh. Wouldn't it be lovely if all of life added up as simply as it does for accountants?
Of course, if we could handle them without our salespeople having to call on them.
Moira, this is a company which has thrived on the strength of its personalised service.
Which our smaller customers can't seem to justify anymore.
Aye, there's the rub.
The telephone's a very personal way of serving a customer.
Moira, what an excellent idea. Even if I do say so myself.
The Australian Furniture Thoroughbred sales are now on at all Fussy Furniture Fella outlets. You'll find the finest thoroughbreds in the land being sold to the best bidder. Thoroughbreds such as this superb solid Jarrah suite from Swan Valley and this magnificent Blackwood dining suite by JR. Just make a reasonable offer. Everything must go. And don't miss this chance to win a Spring Carnival hamper. The Australian Furniture Thoroughbred sales at the Fussy Furniture Fella, East Keilor, Thomastown, Mitcham and the new Clayton store.
Nissan Patrol, the most advanced four-wheel drive down under. It makes all other four-wheel drives seem primitive. With Go Anywhere Patrol's all-new four-coil suspension, you get the handling and ride comfort of the car. Patrol's powerful 4.2-litre diesel or petrol sixes leave all other four-wheel drives back in the Stone Age. Nissan Patrol. It's Australia's 4x4 of the year. That's Nissan know-how, building the right vehicles for Australia.
There that'll line it up. 1 point the difference at quarter time as Lee Matthews addresses his players at the first change. Ryan, the major goal kicker for Collingwood, and Geelong, Billy Brownless has 3, has been playing particularly well. Malcolm, how did you see the first quarter?
Well, it was a very even first quarter. I think Geelong probably had more of the ball. 4 goals, 6-30, and only trailed Collingwood 5-1 by 31 by 1 point. I really do think Bill Brownless was terrific up forward. He ended up with 3 goals 2, and hit the post once. They've made the move there. Collingwood, on the other hand, when they've gone forward, it's generally been open and they've kicked their goals very, very easily indeed with some pretty good direct play. So it's been an entertaining first quarter. What's that, 10, 17 shots at goal? What's that, 9 and 7, 16 shots at goal? It's a pretty good first quarter.
Be a fairly high-scoring game, I would expect. Not a bad crowd here. I don't think any more, well, they wouldn't have expected too many more. 6 cameras being used here tonight, and we have a female camera person on 1. There she is. Wave, Michelle. She's a lot better looking than some of the guys back home.
Oh,
who I know are watching.
They're going to be wrapped with that, Peter.
Incidentally, this stadium named after the owner of the Miami Dolphins, Joe Robbie. It has a real grass, a real turf surface. They hope to be playing soccer here when the World Cup comes to America, and they'll also be using it as the venue for this year's Super Bowl. So Aussie Rules has beaten American football to the Showpiece Stadium in the United States.
It's the Geelong coach for the night, Dennis Davey, and he's done an excellent job with the juniors. And it's terrific to see Dennis here with the side, and is performing very well.
I think Lee Matthews was impressed by their tackling in the opening quarter. He said in his address there, and you heard it, I'm sure, they were going at the ball a little bit harder than you were. Let's see what happens in the second term. 4-6 to 5-1. Geelong had most of the play on their forward line, but they couldn't capitalise. I think we can put that down to the breeze.
Yes, both sides, Peter, playing a loose man in defence.
Umpire Peter Carey comes in to bounce the ball to start proceedings in the second term of this Foster's Cup match. Joe Robbie Stadium in beautiful Miami. Float goes at the ball pretty hard, ducks the head, gets rewarded with the free kick. Finds Starcevic. Now let's see how Craig Starcevic can handle this breeze. He would need to aim for the left-hand goalpost, although really he could be kicking almost into it if it's still the same as it was earlier. Ball standing right up into the breeze, and he might have missed altogether. No, one behind. So Collingwood increased their lead by that margin. They lead by 2 points. Ball back into play from Linda. In fact, he's got it to the centre circle. There was a wild fist in there for a moment or two. Picked up by Dacos, who hasn't been his damaging self so far. The whistle on play. Dacos comes up with the free kick. Dacos just short of centre field. And now he can't play on. He had the free kick, and Peter Dacos was not alive to that rule. And the ball will be bounced. The umpire certainly was well umpired, Peter Carey. Of course, they don't play that in South Australia, I noticed, during their grand final last week. Ryan, who was a damaging player in the opening term. Dacos on to Turner. Centering kick, tries to find Taylor. Looks for a lead, and the mark is taken out there directly in front of goal by McGuan, who I think spent most of the first quarter, if not all of it, on the bench. Kicking style reminiscent of Bill Picken. I won't say kicked it like him. One behind to the Magpies, 5-3 to 4-6.
It's interesting that, Peter, both those kicks from that side have gone direct, and I think the players have been allowing for the breeze and hasn't pulled it back. It's really when you get over this side, it's more difficult. Bruce Linder kicking in, tries to go with the torpedoes off the side. There was a clash in the centre of the ground. Back to Dacos. Kicks out wide, very wide in fact. First there is David Cameron, trying to bring the ball back into play. Does so. Geelong outnumbered 3-2 then, so they win the ball. Shane Moore attacks the ball well. Bursts through, kick off the inside of the boot. Sean Denham onto his left foot. Kicks the ball forward, through the hands of Kerrison. Brownless taps it cleverly. Kerrison reads it very well. Taylor in to put pressure on. Back to Morwood. Play on, calls the umpire. Out wide to Tony Shaw. Shaw with some space. Hooks the ball back with no air. Starcevic in the back. And will get the free kick. So Craig Starcevic right on the point of the square. Kicks to the pocket. Michael Schulz from behind. Takes a well-judged mark. Plays on immediately to Flanagan. Flanagan could have given Hamilton the ball. Elects to go long. Alderdice in the air. Yates bursting through. He also kicks direct. The ball over everyone's head bar Kerrison, who taps it forward and then kicks it out of bounds on the fall. Or hasn't the boundary umpire called it that way? No, he hasn't. So it'll just be a throw in some 25 to 30 metres around from the Geelong goal. So Manson and Alderdice. Turner very clever off the ground. Can he keep his balance? He can't. And off balance, kicks, and a free kick will be taken by Gafer on that last line for Collingwood. Gafer looking at options. Next to go along with a wobbly punt kick. It beats out all players. Through comes Darren Troy, meets the ball solidly, then pushes the player off in Morwood. Kicks out wide, 2-on-1 here. The numbers favour Collingwood. Christian first to recover. Back pedals, handballs in towards Shaw. Over his head, McGuan throws the ball on the ground. And then he's pushed in the back by Bairstow. And a free kick will go to Michael McGuan.
So Mick McGuan making his presence felt in the second term. Goes for a short pass. Mullane. Again short. Well, you can get away with that on this ground, I guess, really. Brown's kick is out of bounds, I think on the full. Yes, it is. That is right on the boundary line. Or over it. Kick taken by Linda. He was ruck roving in the first quarter and covered a lot of ground. Tony Shaw, did he get one in the back? Not so, said the umpire. And Peter Carey will bounce it just on the edge of the square. Manson, Flanagan, fresh air shot almost from Flanagan. Turner trying to break through. Kerrison. Actually, the kicking tonight hasn't been particularly good. I don't know whether the players have lost sight of the ball in the lights. They haven't seen, but the great skills of the game haven't been apparent, Malcolm, yet.
No, what happens is on nights like this, it's very slippery and your arms perspire in your hands, and it's very difficult to put the ball onto the boot ride.
Cloak gets the front position, in turn gets it out to Ryan. He went for a short pass. It was too short, but well picked up by Taylor. In turn over to McGuan again. That's his third kick this quarter, and out of bounds on the full.
Don't the Americans love it when someone has a shot for goal? They really love the ball getting down towards the goals. And also souvenir the ball almost.
Hasn't come back yet. There it is. They're not onto it yet. Won't take them long.
Where am I, Dennis?
Back into the centre. Stoneham almost had the mark. Probably lost it in the lights again. Brown over to Ryan. In pursuit is Darcy. Now that might be downfield, and in fact it will be. Dacos will take the free kick off the edge of the square. On a lead is Taylor, and marks just inside the boundary line, which is only a couple of metres from the rather solid brick wall there. Now this is the tricky side from which to try to score. See how he's handled that one. Touch through, I think. The all clear is given. We'll wait on the score. It's one behind. So a point to Collingwood. Their third for this quarter, 5-4. And Geelong yet to add to their tally at quarter time. So scoring perhaps not as quick as we would have expected in the second term. Linda again. Straight up the ground. Cloak knocks it forward. Manson. Starcevic. Mullane. Tries to hook it back. Dacos marks in front of goal.
Yes, excellent play then from Mullane, and was great to see Peter Dacos then just turn his body. He knew he was under pressure, so he just turned his body on the side, and Sean Denham really did just bounce off him.
And Dacos literally kicking into this breeze. What's he done? It's a goal.
Let's go! Let's go! Sports go! Sports go! Sports go! Go! Yeah! Go! Wow! Sports go!
Get activated.
Now at the Joe Robbie Stadium, Foster's Cup action continues. Whistle on play, centre half forward for Geelong. It's going to be a free kick to be taken by Christian. Out to centre wing, Yates goes for the spoil. Flanagan over the top, intercepting is Starcevic. Bairstow almost got one in the back. Loose ball falls Hamilton's way. He's been fairly quiet so far, the lad that kicked 7 goals against the Swans. Linda's kick into the wide open spaces on centre wing and picked up by White. Drives Geelong forward, shoots at goal, and Gayfer gets a hand to it, one behind, or is it a free kick? It might be a free kick, I think, Malcolm.
Yes, indeed.
And it will be taken by Michael Gayfer.
Gayfer, very desperate then, kicks the ball in over the head of all players. Christian recovers again very well. Very good on the ground and uses the ball intelligently to Manson. Manson in towards the centre of the ground to kick off the side. Linda playing that loose man in defence stops the Collingwood attack. So Linda kicks the ball in short, almost Troy on the second attempt. A great handball from Morwood on the ground. Mullane,
what a tackle.
Fantastic stuff then from Bruce Linda as Starcevic tried to crash through. And the penalties tonight, and that could have been one, are 25 metres. As we look at this again, the elbow came up and Linda did well to hold his ground. And now with a better kick, a drop punt this time as his teammates call for. The ball out towards centre half forward Tony Shaw with the support of Garrison. Garrison taps it on. Get in underneath with Shane Hamilton, the youngster. Once again, Taylor does well to spoil both Schulz and Linda. Schulz recovers. Linda quick. Back, Morwood at the back, also playing a loose man. Both men being very damaging, the loose players across the half-back line. Yates caught with the ball. The ball falls free. Out to Dacos. Gets clear. By himself is Starcevic. Starcevic probably from about 40 to 45 metres out. Now lets to go short. And there is Gavin Brown. So Brown also from about 40 metres out has a chance to post Collingwood's 7th goal. So Collingwood doing most of the attacking this quarter. Just over 14 minutes to go. And Gavin Brown goes long. Kick off the side, just 1 point. So first score to Gavin Brown. And in fact, Collingwood this quarter have kicked 1 goal for. Geelong yet to score. Coach Lee Matthews looking on and Bruce Linda doing the kicking out. Next to come near his side. Ryan jumped early and could have infringed. Mullane in his bustling style, off the ground and out of bounds. Centre wing, 45 metres from the Collingwood goal.
Boundary throw in. Geelong need to score. Denham off the ground but not very far. Hand pass out to Stoneham. In turn onto Bairstow. Looking for Brownless. Could almost been a free kick. Morwood was in front. Brownless scoops it out to Turner. Hand pass should be a score. And putting it through for the catch is Russell.
Spot said we better duck for cover because the missus wanted some new colour. But that was okay because Mitre 10's big price cut specials had saved the day. Yep, $6 off every 4-litre can of Dulux Weather Shield Gloss. Not $33.95, $27.95. Save another $6 on every 4 litres of Dulux Wash and Wear Flat. Not $31.95, $25.95.
How about that, eh, Spot?
Yeah, Mitre 10's got the flaming lot.
Mitre 10. You need it, they've got it.
Russell's first goal and in fact his first kick. Holding the ball, says umpire Peter Carey. Tony Shaw, the recipient of the free kick at centre field. Shaw down to left half forward flank. Starcevic was the flyer. Ryan in everything so far for Collingwood. Good hip and shoulder from Linda it was. And the ball being carried forward by the Magpies. Shaw gets boot the ball. It's a mile in the air. We can say that here because they're not in metrics.
Actually, it's terrific. All the people go towards the ball. All the Americans love the shape of our ball, I think.
It's similar to theirs, not as pointy at the ends. It's a mark taken by Cameron, adjacent to the circle. Backing back, Morwood. Almost a mark at Gaper, and then has the presence of mind to knock it to the boundary line. It'll be a throw in right next to the behind post. Chance for the Cats. They've only scored 1 goal this quarter, but still well within striking distance. Collingwood have been doing all the attacking. Gaper gets it around Denham. Is it out of bounds? No, says the umpire. It might be now. It was. Bad luck for Geelong as Bairstow took the kick. He was right on the line. So a boundary throw-in. We'll call it right forward pocket. Fellows has the height against Russell. and comes out with the free kick. I think that was pretty obvious. Where's Fellows? Left back pocket. Gets height and distance with the kick. Stoneham at the back. Good spoil. Sean Denham, he runs into one of his teammates. Gets it out to Linda. Probably Geelong's best player at the moment. Brownless was damaging in the first quarter. Fellows' height a telling factor in that duel. Burke in front. Pack spread eagle. Now Bairstow. High, not too long. Russell was the flyer. Down goes Brown. And a real stack up. The umpire has found a free kick. And it will be going probably to the last man to get up. It's going to Brown. Just up from the back pocket. He's gone for a short pass, and that's effective to Mick McGuan.
McGuan over to Dacos. Dacos in a bit of space. Elects to go along with a long torpedo. Taylor up early. Schultz does the spalling. Off the ground from Linda. Yates with pace. Kicks it out in front of White. White with a few yards. Kicks over his shoulder, and Dwayne Russell's there. So Russell back. And if we take a line through the first quarter, Dacos kicked an excellent goal from here. So Dwayne Russell close to the boundary line as we watch that in replay.
He's within kicking distance, although he's centre wing virtually.
As we watch the kick from behind the goals. Oh yes, I think that's there. Great kick.
In today's luxury car market, there is one car that proudly sits among this select group of prestige imports. A car with the same power and performance, the same luxury features, the same space. But it's a car that for warranty and sheer value stands alone. The superb 3-litre fuel-injected Mazda 929 V6i luxury saloon. You'll find the exceptional Mazda 929 V6i at your Mazda dealer right now.
White's kick up towards half forward. Turner, the opportunist. A hurried hand pass. Russell's there again. Nearly collects Morwood, but Morwood comes out with the ball importantly for Collingwood. Ryan at left centre wing. And a beautiful pass. Hits Brian Taylor right on the chest. Now Taylor within scoring distance. Actually a similar position to what Russell was at the other end of the ground. So should get the distance, and does. Goal umpire likes it. It's a goal. Collingwood 7th.
Brian Taylor's first goal. After Geelong had hit the front for the first time for some time, Collingwood get that goal, 7-5 to 6-6 as Robert Scott comes back onto the ground. Tony Shaw also going off, the Collingwood skipper.
Let's take a look at the kick of Taylor, his first goal. As we come back into the centre, Denham's kick only travels a metre or so. Off the ground, that was from Darcy into wide open spaces. Morwood gathers well and is well shepherded. Good tackle, Cameron. And it's going to be a bounce between right centre wing and right half forward flank for Geelong. Close to half time. We've got about 7.5 minutes remaining. Defence is well on top in this quarter. Collingwood's defence has certainly tightened up, allowing Geelong only 2 goals. Russell has kicked them. He started the first quarter on the bench. Fellows. Kerrison. Over the head of Cameron. Brown to Ryan, who was not quick enough to take it. And the throw in on centre wing. Ryan, a most damaging player, though, in the opening quarter, in which he got 2 goals. Fellows over the top. Cameron, but slow to get boot to ball, wobbles it up to full forward. Brownless, who's been well held by Gaper in this term. White's chance, can he keep it in play? Oh, well done. But it was only rushed through from behind.
I'm sure I heard the crowd scream and they thought it was a goal.
I think that would be the loudest cheer ever for a rush behind. So Geelong to 6-7. Collingwood 7-5. The mark taken by Fellows.
Fellows onto the left foot, straight at goal. Taylor works his way to the front and judges it better than all. So Brian Taylor on a much kinder angle than the last goal he just kicked. As it comes, the goal umpire has a good look. Everyone behind the goal's pretty happy. Yes. Second goal to Brian Taylor.
Taylor's 2 goals coming up in this quarter and in fact in the last 4 minutes. And Taylor's starting to strike a bit of form up there.
Yes, it was excellently read. As we look from behind the goals, and as the ball swings back with the breeze, well-judged kick. Back in the centre of the ground, Fellows with the left hand, White with the quick kick. Out wide to Brown. Brown again goes direct. Linda up high. Drops probably what he should have taken. The ball falls loose to Mullane. Mullane to Starcevic, who falls over. Linda's recovered from the initial blue. Kicks the ball back in the centre of the ground. Hawke under pressure from Denham does it very well. And then misses with the handball. Sets up Darcy. Darcy back inside. Now sets up Scott, who originally gave it to him. But the ball falls too far for Robert Scott. And really, I suppose, a chance for Geelong goes begging.
We asked the question, why didn't he have a shot, I suppose, after something like that happens. It's in Geelong's right forward pocket, importantly. They trailed by 10 points. Not Scott, it was
Dwayne Russell.
Russell, who came on in this quarter. And Moore was there to do the tidying up work. It was almost out of bounds. Dacos. Over it goes to Brown. To Saunders on the ground for the first time. Now plenty of Geelong jerseys there. Who's going to take it? Schultz ultimately. And they almost made a mess up of that one. Mullane grab. Did he have it? He's got it now. Stoneham to Schultz. Oh, strong grab taken by Starcevic.
Yeah, it really was some very, very bad talking then. Both Schultz and Troy got themselves tangled up. As we look back, and probably one of the marks of the night so far is Starcevic just edges out Yates. What should be, oh, it's kicked it badly. And a point only to Collingwood and Craig Starcevic.
And the crowd hooting.
Yeah, it really was just a mix-up then of defenders. One at the ball, and they both decided to shepherd for each other and really kept the ball in the Collingwood forward line. So Bruce Linder kicks in again, this time with another wobbly torpedo. And I'm sure his teammates down the ground wouldn't be all that wrapped with some of those kicks. Dacos comes over the ball, kicks out wide to McGuan. McGuan settling play down again, looking for Taylor, comes in his direction. Linder from behind jumps early, drops the chest mark, and the players stack on top of the ball. And umpire Peter Kerry calls for a bounce 25 metres from the Collingwood goal. Dennis Banks sitting on and watching on. Flanagan should tap this out wide to Bairstow. Tap was the way. He really did try and thump it too hard. Bairstow's then under pressure and the ball falls with Gavin Brown. Brown inside to Dacos. Has players wide. He wants to use them. He is now. Sean Denham did well by running at the player. The ball goes up forward. Oh, back to players. Dwayne Russell hits the ground hard. Scott only has to sit on it. Oh, son, kick it in. First thought's always the best thought. And then all the Geelong players leave him as Collingwood puts some tremendous pressure on. And really the ball, also what should have been for Geelong, isn't.
Yes, well, not too many players came in to help Scott as we've got a bit of a wrestle on down there. They were waiting for the hand pass and no one came in to help him. And Tim Darcy a little bit upset. With the treatment meted out, it's going to be a bounce, half forward for Geelong. 2 minutes left in the quarter. And therefore 2 minutes left in the half. Fellows bumps it some 25 metres. Stoneham and Russell. Denham up the full forward. Gaither playing in front of Brown as he's taken him right out of the game. Brown. And there's Russell again. Well, he looks perhaps a little bit overweight. He's got real bike rider's legs, but he's lifted Geelong's forward line.
Dwayne Russell in form would kick this.
He's on centre wing. Let's see what he can do with it. And Fellows has the height and the position to get the mark, and Brown just decides to go on with it. Crowd loved it. I don't think the umpire did. Billy Brown is becoming just a little bit frustrated. Morwood. Morwood at left half-back flank, short pass, Christian. McGuan. Short again. Well, it's been the difference this quarter. Collingwood's had a good forward in Brian Taylor, and Brownless has gone out of the game. Good lead and mark, and Brian Taylor always looks a much better player when he moves around on the forward line. And that one, I think, a trifle off target, one behind to the Magpies. 8-7 to 6-7, so an even 2 goals.
David Cameron there, I think, would have turned an ankle by the look of it.
So the Geelong trainers come out to remedy the situation. Yes, he doesn't look too good. Linda, close to half-time, less than half a minute, thumped down by Fellows. Will we see another score? Darren Troy's kick is a high one. 2 Collingwood players are there. Christian takes it, second grab.
Yes, that was the difference though, Peter. They both talked. At least they knew what was going on then and gave Christian the confidence to come back into it.
Saunders takes the mark as the siren sounds for half-time. A good quarter for Collingwood. They came back after it was pretty well tied up at quarter-time. 8-7-55. The Magpies leading the Cats in the Foster's Cup. 6-7-43 at the Joe Robbie Stadium. Well, as I said just before the siren sounded, Malcolm, Brownless was taken right out of the game, and Collingwood had a good target up forward in Brian Taylor, and it was indicated on the scoreboard, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah, Brownless actually wasn't helped. Wes Fellows was dropping back and took a couple of very strong marks back there. As you said, Collingwood through the middle really did start to create some run. Mullane got touches, so did Dacos. And they just started chipping the ball towards Taylor, and Taylor is very, very honest in front. As we watch David Cameron there, he looks in a bit of trouble. I would suggest it's probably an ankle by the way he's not putting any weight on it. But it's been an entertaining game. 12 points in it at half-time, in what I suppose you could have said that Geelong's first quarter had more play, and certainly that quarter Collingwood were the better side and certainly showed that on the scoreboard.
Scores at half-time at the Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami. 8-7-55. Collingwood, Geelong 6-7-43.